What's going on, people? Knowledge here. Before I get into my commentary, I want to say you guys have to excuse the smoke alarm noises. I know it can be a tad bit irritating throughout the video, but I just moved into my home and I really high ceiling, so I have to go out and buy a whole nother ladder, and you guys know the rest when it comes to these smoke alarms. But just bear with me. I don't want to hear you guys in the comments, when you gonna change the smoke alarm, I've heard them all over and over and over. So you guys, I already know the deal. The situation will be corrected soon. But, I want to get into some controversy with George Lopez involving him and a black woman who was at his show. And he made some comments saying that, there's two things Latinos are not supposed to do. That's let someone park in front of their house and date or marry a black man or a black woman. And, I guess, the audience member, which happened to be a black woman, she stood up and, flicked, George Lopez off. And, I'm a fan of George Lopez. I've watched a lot of his stand-ups, and he talks about that a lot. I've heard that in my personal life that, from different Hispanics, that in their culture, a lot of times the grandparents or the parents will, basically indoctrinate them with that mindset like, don't bring Negro to this house. And I'm sure other ethnicities and nationalities, and we know white folks do it, but I'm sure this is a ongoing thing. But the lady got offended by it, and it really went to another level with George Lopez. And I'm gonna go ahead and play you guys the audio, and I'll be back with my commentary.
There are two rules when fucking Latinos marry. Don't marry somebody black, and don't park in front of our house. Sit your fucking ass down. Sit your fucking ass down. I'm talking, bitch. Sit your fucking ass down. You pay to see a show. Sit your ass down. You can't take a joke. You're in the wrong motherfucking place. You can't take a joke. You're in the wrong. So sit your fucking ass down or get the fuck out of here. Sit your fucking ass down or get the fuck out of here. I see you. Okay. Titty motherfucking, I'm all from the inside. I got two choices. Shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. I'll tell you what, I'll make the choice for you. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out of here. I'll make the choice for you. Bye. 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 You can't take a joke. You're in the wrong motherfucking place. Bye. 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 Yeah, 4 seats just open in front.
All right, so you guys heard, what all was said, and I have mixed feelings about this because you see George Lopez, he was, speaking on something that is, something that's known within his culture. And let's keep it real for my black folks out there. We go around our people, we talk to our mothers, our fathers, our grandparents, and we've also been told, don't bring no white girl home. Don't bring no white boy home. We get installed with that too. So, I understand what he's saying. I get the joke. Not saying he agrees with it or, people can't date outside of, their ethnicity or nationality, but he's expressing some truth that comes out of his culture, and he has every right to do that. Now, where I have an issue with George Lopez is, when this black woman stood up, you want to get on her, you want to roast her for heckling your show. Hey, it is what it is. We all know we go to these comedy shows. If you say anything slick, or you stand up and you do anything, there's a high possibility the comedian, might roast you. It happens out here in LA, with all these, stand-up spots out here. You will get roasted. And sometimes an audience will roast you. So, it happens. But my issue with it is when, he started calling this woman a bitch and he kicked her out of the show. I felt like that was out of line. And it's borderline Trumpish, because that's what Donald Trump does. When you do something, you say something that he doesn't agree with, what he does is you get beat up, or he kicks you out of his whatever he has going on, his ceremony, his national speech or whatever. He kicks you out, or you get beat up, or you get arrested. It's one of those three things. So I felt like, considering that George Lopez has expressed certain ways he feels about Donald Trump and his actions, how he feels about Hispanics in this country, who are you to basically do the same thing that Trump does? You have freedom of speech. This black woman had freedom of speech. Hey, if she felt some type of way, even though she might have been borderline sensitive, if she felt some type of way, she had the right to express herself. At the end of the day, she paid to get in, and she has a right to keep her seat. You say something slick, she felt some type of way about it, she flicked you off. Move on with it. You roast her, do whatever y'all gotta do, and you go on with the show. But when you start calling this woman, a bitch, and had her removed from the show, and just really going at it, I felt some type of way about that, because it's like, dog, you can't do that. And I don't know if anybody picked it up that actually saw the video. It looked like this, but I could be wrong about this, but it looked like the black woman was with a Hispanic man. That might have been her husband, that might have been her boyfriend. So maybe she felt some type of way about that comment. And if you guys saw the video, look closely, look at the people next to this black woman when she was standing up. So she might have took that joke a little bit too personal. A lot of people are very sensitive nowadays. You say something about them or you critique them, man, they want to jump out the window, or they want to shoot your ass. So that's the world we live in. Everything's got to be so PC, and nobody can express their thoughts and the way they feel about certain things without somebody getting their panties in a bunch. But I just thought that was a little disrespectful out of from George Lopez. Calling this woman a bitch and all that, and that's not cool, man. And it's gonna hurt some of his ticket sales, because there are black folks who enjoy George Lopez and his stand-up. I'm one of them. But when you disrespect it, especially because of the topic in which they had got into it about the Hispanic culture not really accepting black folks, because of the topic and because of the way he handled it, it's going to affect his career. It's going to affect ticket sales. Black folks are going to have things to say about George Lopez. But it is what it is. I see it from both ends. I'm not being extremely biased towards the black community in this situation, because he was expressing his truth. And, us black folks, we here too. Hey, don't bring no white girl home. I can speak for my personal life. I've been told, don't bring no white girl home. And you talk to some of them old Southerner or, people, they'll say anybody who is not black is considered white. So it don't matter whether you Hispanic, Asian, purple, blue, green, or whatever. If they are not black, you are considered an outsider. We get taught that, or try to, have that indoctrinated within us at a very young age. So it's just something we deal with. It's part of life. I didn't take it too personal, because I understand where he was coming from. I'm not saying he agrees with that type of, mindset. I'm not saying he doesn't agree with it, but I understand it. I understand his truth and what he was speaking about, but the way he handled it was out of line. But that's all I gotta say, man. Ticket sales will be affected. And George Lopez, if he's smart, he'll give an apology. But then at the end of the day, also, when you stand up and you flick somebody off, you can't expect a comedian not to get on you. But there's a respect factor, and I think that, nothing should cross that respect. And him being a comedian, he should have handled that well, and he shouldn't have jumped off of, the boat with the disrespect. So that's my opinion on it. You guys give me your opinion.